Hi, my name is Scott Dunn. I'm an Agile coach and trainer for Rocket Knight Solutions, delivering agility here in the Southern California area. Today we want to talk about overcoming obstacles, or how not to do Scrum But. Now, we have folks in the classes who commonly come with real challenges, and that's good to hear about and good to share about within the class, so let's walk through a few of those. Most commonly, we hear, can you do Agile and Scrum with the distributed teams? I say yes, you absolutely can. Is it harder? Sure. But I'd rather be doing Scrum with distributed teams than doing waterfall with distributed teams. Now, we're still going to have all those same meetings, the planning meeting, the daily Scrum, the sprint review, and the retrospective with those people. Remember, be agile. You can do Scrum, but we want to be agile. So individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So yes, your daily Scrum might be at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. When I was working with the team in Hyderabad, that's when ours was. And sometimes we had a sprint review at 10 p.m. With stakeholders coming on the line to look at what the teams have done. So don't sacrifice those. There's lots of folks who say, well, we're distributed, so we don't do a daily Scrum. That wouldn't work. So we're doing Scrum, but we don't do the daily stand-up. Well, that's only going to hurt you in terms of these teams talking about it. And we've certainly seen cultural differences where maybe it's harder for one group to raise concerns or issues. And now all we've done is kind of cut that problem at the knees by saying, well, they're not talking as much. So now you'll find out in the sprint review that that's actually not what they thought they would be doing. So watch out for that one. We've also had plenty of people coming in more and more saying, we're doing hardware and software, so can we do Scrum with that? I agree. Again, it is harder, but I'd rather do hardware and software with Scrum than with waterfall. In this case, you might need longer sprints. The most common sprint length is 2 weeks, but maybe that's a little tight for hardware software work that we would do. Maybe go out to 4 weeks. I just don't want it to be that, well, yeah, this sprint took a little longer, so it's going to be 5 weeks or 6 weeks for this iteration. Right? Again, we're doing Scrum, but our sprint lengths aren't fixed, and that would cause some problems. And we've done a number of hardware software instances with Scrum, and there's lots of case studies around that as well that you could take a look at. Last, commonly people say, well, we're in a structured environment with a PMO, and we're matrix, and we're a very large organization, so can we really do Scrum there with these teams and being self-organizing? Yes, you can. There's a large healthcare organization that we worked with over a dozen teams, where the PMO actually acted more like an Agile PMO and helped us slot out which teams would be working with which product owners when, and were very helpful to us as we did the work underneath all of that. We may have issues with fixed scope and fixed budget that we might look at, but even within that, I don't mind the high-level scope that we can still be flexible underneath. The principles are we're going to flex on scope. So if it's a high level, maybe a 1 or 2 pager about what we're after with this project within that date, I think we can still do that. We just really have to work with our product owners to know that there's plenty of options to get from point A to point B that they've committed to delivering them. And we have some flex in there that we can leverage for the team. So yes, you can still do that. And again, I'd much rather be doing a large project effort. We're using Scrum for that visibility we're going to get that we're really on track across multiple teams than surprising us at the end that maybe we're not really on track. Also in those very large projects, you might look at the Scaled Agile framework as some help too. We'd certainly be glad to talk to you about that. So I hope those ideas are good. Watch out for doing Scrum But, and good luck on your journey. Thank you very much.